We've seen unprecedented backlog, as you know, in claims processing and compensation and pension exams because the pandemic is affecting operations at National Personnel Records Center. I know you'll be busy on day one working on that and so many other things. When my staff and I met with veterans and VA employees throughout Ohio, recently there have been concerns about VA closing units and downsizing services in one specific facility, especially because of the virus. VA hasn't committed as of yet to reopening the unit once the pandemic's over. My concern with that approach is that VA starts to close units or services or facilities, it will push veterans into the community to care. Some want to do that, others, but most want the option of always going back to the VA. Would you commit to reopening those units or service lines closed due to COVID-19? And will you work with OMB and the White House to make sure that VA has the resources and personnel to reopen those facilities?
Thank you very much, Senator. Obviously, the slowdown in fulfillment of claims processing as a result of the pandemic is a principal concern that I would have if confirmed, and making sure then that we have the resourcing after the pandemic to not fall back into backlog once the department gets its hands around the existing cases would be really important. So I will absolutely take this question of those facilities. I will work with the White House and work with OMB on it to make sure that we have the resources to fulfill a critical assignment of timely access to benefits that veterans and their families have earned.
Okay, thank you. We've seen far too many veterans and military families targeted by predatory for-profit institutions since passing the post 9/11 GI Bill. Those institutions misrepresent themselves and often saddle student veterans with mountains of debt. Do you plan to exercise additional oversight to root out misrepresentation at predatory for-profit institutions that target student veterans?
Every decision that I make, if confirmed as Secretary of the Department, will be asking two simple questions to advance two simple principles, which is, are the decisions we're taking increasing access for veterans, and are they improving outcomes for veterans? Outcomes on education programming and employment programming have to be a critical part of how the department implements that and executes those programs. So the short answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. And we know that the Protecting the GI Bill Act's provisions that bans the deceptive recruiting of college third-party lead generators and following the law to cut off the flow of GI benefits to those kinds of schools. Obviously, it's really important. Let me shift. I hope you'll come to Dayton at some point to visit the National VA History Center. I will follow up and talk to you about that. I wanted to talk about veterans homelessness. Will soon be the chair of the Banking Housing Committee. Veteran homelessness is an important part of your mission, important part of my mission too there. We've made great progress there, but still have a way to go to complete the job, including making sure that VA has adequate staffing to support the successful HUD-VASH housing voucher program. Will you work with Chairman Tester and HUD nominee Marcia Fudge, whom I just spoke to literally 30 minutes ago, and me to make sure all veterans have a place to call home? That's a really high priority.
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Last thing, last month, VA proposed a program that would require military borrowers exiting a COVID-19 mortgage forbearance to pay back their missed payments with interest within 10 years. This is more expensive than what other Fed mortgage programs are offering. It would make it more likely that VA borrowers will fall behind on these new higher monthly payments. Veterans and service members should not be given worse options than other borrowers with federally backed loans. You agree with that?
I do.
Okay. Will you look into the rule and work with us and look into the rule and make sure that no VA homeowner is left with worse options than borrowers in other federally backed loan programs?
I'll be happy to work with you on that.
Okay, and we will follow up. Thank you, Mr. McDonough. Good luck on the confirmation.